Hello there. Today is Tuesday. No. Monday. No. Crap. Today's a day. It's the day of the week. I had a chance to chat with had a monthly client meeting today, had a chance to chat with a monthly client. She is a physical product producer and seller. So she has sourced someone to manufacture her product, and then she ships them out from her own location. So she's pretty small. She's just getting going, but that's sort of the overview of her business. And today we had a chance to go through and talk about how she can use her financial information to support her in the decisions that she's making as a small business owner, which I love doing. Like, this is what I wish I could do all day, every day, is to just sit with small business owners and show them how they can leverage this information to grow their business, to make their business more efficient, and just to, make decisions about the future and where they want to spend their money, where they want to invest. And this, I think, is really where the value of an accountant lies. I know right now is tax season, and so everybody, accountants are valuable right now. They're in high demand because taxes. But I think, having an accountant in your corner all year, I think, is a really good strategic move for a small business owner. And I think today was the first of our meetings that we really got to get into this with this specific client. I've been coaching her on QuickBooks and how to do her own bookkeeping and that kind of thing. And so now we've got rolling on that bookkeeping stuff. Not only does she have a much better understanding of her books and how all of the accounts work together and how the money moves through her company, but she also has up-to-date information. So now we can start to look at that information and start to pick out little insights from it. So today I showed her how to run an income statement and how to read the income statement, because it's easy to run in the sense that in QuickBooks and pretty much all accounting softwares or accounting apps, running a report like an income statement is just a matter of like clicking a button. So it's not so much running the report, but it's how to read it, because a lot of times, like, well, those are numbers confirmed, and that's not useful. What we want to do is we want to be able to see, the first thing I should say that I like to look at with a small business owner is I will look at their expenses when I compare to sales. So we look at sales. If sales is $1, then how many cents does it cost you in each of your expense categories for every dollar you make? So a lot of times we think about this in terms of like, what is my specific cost per unit? And that's super important. Those are variable costs. And the difference between what you sell a unit for and how much it costs to specifically make that unit is the amount of money left over to pay your fixed costs. And I think that sometimes it's difficult to keep that in our brains when we're small business owners. We think, okay, if I sell a product for $10, I know it costs $3 to make. I'm making $7 profit every time I sell something. But that's not necessarily true, right? Because we have other costs like insurance, or maybe we have to pay for our vehicle, or we have a location that we're shipping out of, or, there are a lot of other costs that go into to making those sales. So being able to run an income statement and say, okay, of my sales, I spent 10% on insurance, or I spent 30% on rent. And I think that those are really important numbers to know, is what percentage of your sales are you spending on each of your expenses. And although that one number is useful, it's more useful when we can look at it month over month and we can start to see a trend. So, maybe you spend 10%, maybe your cost of sales is 10% in January, and then in February, and then in March, and then suddenly in April, it's like 30%. And you're like, what the heck happened? I would want to know what happened in April to make it jump by that much. And so I think if we're not looking at our financials and trying to really get as much information out of them as possible and look at those trends, then we could be missing something, right? Because a change in the cost of sales specifically can speak to a change in quality from your supplier, for example, or maybe a change in price aware of, or something like that. So certainly your financial statements are a really great place to start. And hi, Andrew. Yes, you are actually live with me. I think that's a really great place to start when we're looking at our business as a whole, because it gives us the places to ask questions about, why is cost of sales going up when sales haven't? Why are my credit card fees going up as a percentage of sales? Because those are pretty steady. So maybe you're going over your transactions or something like that. I'm not sure that's totally relevant for credit card fees, but I think it's really important to be looking at your financial statements and picking out as much information as possible. And your accountant can help you with that all year long. I have included a link to my free series, excuse me. It's how to do exactly what I'm talking about, how to decode your financial statements. What are your reports? What can you look at? What do they mean? What are you looking for when you read them? And I really walk you through each piece of it in a bite-sized section. And I do it in English, so it makes sense for you. I've left the sign up for that in the description, and I'd love for you to do that. And let me know what you think. In the comments, let me know if you have any questions for me about reading financial statements, or about what metrics maybe you could be looking at as a small business owner, and let's chat about it. I'd love to chat with you about it. I hope you're, oh, what have I done? Just kidding. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not sweltering in the heat. It was real warm today, so it's a real muggy tonight. I miss the dry Alberta right this moment. So I hope you're doing well, and I will see you tomorrow.